Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Sarah from Who I Am Among the Pages, and if you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and if you're not, thanks for sticking around. So, I had done a reading vlog for A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, and I really enjoyed doing it, and it got a pretty good reception, so I meant to start one when I started Bonfire's Moon by Kathryn Purdie, and I just forgot. Um, I've been in the process of moving. It's been finals week. It's been the holidays. You know, I don't think I have to explain everybody. Everybody will get it. I hope. Um, but I have had a really difficult day today, so I'm taking time out to just crash and read. I am in my bedroom at school. I'll be going back probably Saturday. We just got a huge snowstorm on the East Coast. I'm sure everybody's heard of it by now, especially if you are on the East Coast. And down here, we didn't get more than maybe a quarter inch, if that. Um, but in my hometown, they got 18 inches. So, gotta wait a little bit before I can head back. And they were supposed to deliver our new washer and dryer yesterday. And because of the weather, even though we really didn't get anything, they said that they needed to reschedule, and they said they would come on Friday, but didn't give a time. And my boyfriend just can't take any more time off of work. And of course, I'm done with finals. The semester's pretty much over. Grades are due tomorrow, the 18th. So I said I'd stay a couple extra days just to get things straightened out with that. So yeah, I'm taking time out of the day to just sit and read and escape a little bit because it has been a hard day. But yeah, so I am nowhere near the beginning of Bonfire's Moon. I'm on page 224. Um, and as always, my reading vlogs will always be very spoilery. I do just want to capture my thoughts and my opinions as I'm reading. So yeah, if you don't want to have the book spoiled, then, I wouldn't watch this video. But yeah, I'm on page 224, and uh, Elise, I think her name is. I'm not really sure how to say it. A lot of this book does have very French names and French terms, and of course, I didn't take that in high school. I took 3 years of Latin, so 6 semesters. Um, so I do find some of the language a little bit difficult, and that does, in a way, take away from my enjoyment of the story a little bit. Because French is just something I am not familiar with at all. So I find myself getting hung up on some of the terminology, or not terminology, but like the names of places are very French. But yeah, Elise has basically just escaped from where Bastien, Jules, and Marcel were holding her hostage in the catacombs. She's got her grace bones back, and now she's looking down on all the Lurises. I think that's their name, the Bone Criers, fighting the souls. So the gates to basically like heaven and hell didn't open because, of course, Adiva didn't have the bone flute to play to open the gates. So the souls flipped out. Um, I do think this book altogether has a really interesting concept, and I am enjoying this battle scene. I do have a lot of problems with this book, and since I didn't, start this reading vlog at the beginning, I think I'll just save it. Take note of it, and then talk about my issues that I've had so far just in my book rant. Yeah, this is a really interesting battle scene because, of course, it is, you know, natural versus supernatural, and I don't think that's something you see very often, especially, I don't think I've ever come across anything quite like that in YA other than maybe in Percy Jackson. I know there's some scenes in one of the books kind of like that. So yeah, I'm definitely getting like Percy Jackson vibes from this, and I'm really enjoying it. I really, I really like Elise. I think she has a good grip on things. I think overall she does tend to be our main protagonist, even though we are following different points of view. Um, and I do enjoy. She seems like the most fleshed out character in this book. That's one of my problems with it, is that I don't think the characters are as deep and fleshed out as they should be. Um, for when you're telling a story from multiple points of view, you do need characters that are very concrete. Um, But yeah, I think Elise is definitely one of the better characters, especially of the ones that we're reading from perspectives of. Um, and I am really enjoying seeing her kind of be empowered again and get back to what she knows she wants and what she can do well. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm hoping to get to page 300 today. Depending on how the rest of the day goes, I might read to the end of the book. I don't think that's very likely because my boyfriend Bill will be getting home before too long. I don't know why I keep clarifying that he's my boyfriend. I mean, the couple of you that do watch watch my videos know who he is. But yeah, Bill will be getting home at some point, probably like around 3:34. Um, but yeah, so I will keep reading and I'll keep you guys in the loop. So see ya. One other quick little note. So I'm, like a page later, literally on 225. And I got to this line in it. So Elise is standing at the top of the cliff playing the actual bone flute, and she sees Sabine, and then there's this line. My chest swells with a rush of happiness despite the horror below. Her face mirrors my shock and my joy. The 15 days I spent without her have felt like 1,000. So considering that really all the characters, like the two of the perspectives that we follow are Sabine and Elise, and they live in an all-female society. It kind of surprises me that this story doesn't have some kind of sapphic romance in it. Um, I think this would lend well to something like that. You could easily have some more representation, and it would kind of add another layer to the story if Sabine at least was um, interested in Elise, and maybe not necessarily like a love triangle because I don't know how I would feel about that. Um, but I do think it had some more depth to the story and to the characters themselves. Hey guys, so it's a little bit later on the same day. I'm now on page 253 of Bone Crier's Moon, and at this point, Jules has demanded that Elise give her grace bones, and Elise has been like knocked out. So Bastion has picked her up and is running to find a place to hide her. And at this point, I'm just kind of sick of the back and forth of like when she has her grace bones, when she doesn't. I think Jules is a total bitch, and I don't think she's supposed to come across that way. But I do not like her, and I don't know. At this point, the book is like really kind of grating on me. Like this whole back and forth of, at least having power and not having power. It gets old, and it's already old at this point, and the book is 250 something pages. So yeah, so far I think this book is gonna be like a 3-star for me. And if this whole just running around the woods, and oh, this happens, so we have to run somewhere else, if that keeps up, I really don't know if it's actually gonna end up being a 3-star for me. I came into this book with such high hopes, and I'll admit I bought it mostly on a whim. It was a gorgeous cover. Um, and a really interesting concept, and it is a very interesting concept. It's a really cool magic system. Um, I just think the story itself isn't very well executed. And I know people are gonna probably hate me for saying that. And like, I wouldn't say that if I didn't really mean it, but I also have an education in stories and that kind of thing. So when I say something's not very well executed, I'm coming from like an academic standpoint. And yeah, this reminds me a lot of a story that I read in my creative writing fiction workshop this past semester. That didn't work, and it pretty much doesn't work for the same reasons. So yeah. Hey guys, so I haven't updated in a long time. It's taken me a little bit longer to get through Bone Crier's Moon than I was anticipating. Although I did get through Dumplin' the rest of the way, finished that. I'm back at my parents' house. It is the day before Christmas Eve, so Christmas Eve. And I'm on page 435 of Bone Crier's Moon by Kathryn Purdie. Don't mind this. I have issues with my hands, so they hurt. I put this on. I feel better. But I'm definitely not as impressed as I was hoping to be. I'll talk more in depth about it, obviously, in my book rant. but now we've had introduced the idea that Sabine is Elisa's sister, and that Bastion wasn't Elisa's amore or amour, whatever it is. And now we have this new character introduced, Casimir, and Odiva, supposedly Sabine and Elisa's mother, just threw herself through the gates to hell. Yeah. Just finished Bone Crier's Moon. It definitely was not what I was expecting exactly. I was expecting a Fae story. That is not at all what that book was about. I have some problems with the craft of the book and how things worked, but altogether it was a very entertaining book with such an amazingly unique magic system that I have to give it props for that. I definitely will be doing a book rant on this book, like I try to do on all my others. You'll probably see the book rant on Dumplin' by Jolie Murphy before you see one on Bone Crier's Moon, but it is coming up. But I did finish Dumplin' before I finished this, so yeah, I'm gonna give it a little bit more priority. And also, Dumplin' was actually on my TBR for this month. Bone Crier's Moon wasn't. It was just something I picked up at school because I had left Dumplin' here. Yeah, I know this was a really abbreviated reading vlog compared to my one on A Court of Thorns and Roses, but you know, it's just been chaos recently, whereas I read A Court of Thorns and Roses and kind of like a lull between things. So yeah, I hope you guys understand, and I am new to vlogs, so hopefully it's something that has like a learning curve to it, and I will get better. Yeah, well, thank you guys for watching, nonetheless. Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm tired. It is the day before Christmas Eve, might be Christmas Eve at this point. So have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.